Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here, and welcome to a brand new Crash Team Racing video. I was going to say Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, but while this is a level that is from Nitro Fueled, one of the DLC, Grand Prix levels, I think it was the last one actually. While it's a level from there, this is in the base CTR. So BoxicFunk, who you may know from some of the other custom levels, most notably in my opinion probably the Breeze Harbor level, this has been something that they've been working on since, I believe they mentioned it was about January. It's basically like 90% custom textures, and as you can tell, I mean, look at this, look at the level. Like I'm no joke. I'm not even kidding. This is like my first time playing. I'm not like pre-done or anything like that. I'm like I basically went in blind. I watched a bit of their video on YouTube, and then I stopped about like one lap in. I'm like, nah, that's it. I'm gonna get this authentic experience myself. Yeah. Anyway, point is, custom textures, custom basically everything. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. Look at the pizza thing and the toxic burger. Like I'm not really getting a good time here because I'm genuinely just want to kind of look at the level here now. There's been a lot of CTR, 1999, custom levels. It's something that's sort of been around, really all year, the end of last year kind of thing, really when it started to take off. I don't cover all of them, not because I don't want to, but it's just like, I'm sort of playing myself, and I'm kind of with people, I don't need to cover them all. But this is one of those ones where I look at it and I just go, no, I simply have to promote this. Like I have to. It's not that I have some massive reach, but it's just like it is just next level. How authentic it looks to the original. Like I think if you showed the Beanox developers this, I think that they'd be like, holy crap, you did it. You captured the essence of CTR, like the original CTR, but then you also captured kind of the Beanoxification of the game. Now, like relitigating Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, I think it's relevant to bring it up. I think it was an excellent game. I think it was an excellent depiction of Crash Bandicoot. I think that some people prefer it because it kind of, sort of was inspired by the style of, the Insane Trilogy, basically sort of used a very similar graphical style of that. Some people prefer it to Crash 4. I mean, really learning, going on the internet in the last few years, and realizing just how many people kind of like almost hate Crash 4's art style. That personally, that's not me. Was kind of illuminating. But anyway, what I'll do is I might like have like a bit more of a proper look around after I've done this third lap. I'll load it up and we'll play another one. I kind of want to like look at some of the environmental elements of it. But, talking about CTR, it's sort of been in the news lately. It was Canadian Guy A that did an interview with, one of the head honchos of CTR Nitro Fueled. What's his name? I'll get his name in a second. I'll put it up here. Here it is. And it's I'm not gonna say because if I get it wrong, that'd be so embarrassing. But yeah, who is, by the way, quite sadly suffering from cancer. So it's one of those things where it's just I hope that they make it. Best wishes to him and his family and everything like that. It's a truly sort of nasty thing to go through. I think everyone knows someone in their life that has had to go through cancer or anything similar. It's horrible. But he looked to be in good spirits. But he recently talked about I'll go the Retro Fueled mod. Let's go Pinstripe. Why not Pinstripe? Yeah, he recently did an interview with Canadian Guy A, and he talked about Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled being on PC and all that kind of stuff. Was there ever considered to be a sequel? And really, he kind of had, I would consider his comments to be disappointing, not in that I think that what he said was like bad or anything like that, but more just the fact that, sadly, a PC port was never on the cards. I think that what he said, he mentioned something about how it's like, they didn't think there'd be the demand there, or something like that, like whatever. And it's like, to be honest, not true. I think that at least in my opinion, look, they could have sales figures that I didn't have, but it sounded like it was never really considered. It was like, Crash Bandicoot doesn't have like buying power on PC or something like that. Oh, look at that.
Over the top.
Look at that. Is that what kind of language is that? Yeah, like, I don't know, like, which is, I don't know, I find that to be interesting because I feel like Insane Trilogy, I feel like, you know, that's done well on PC. You know, and of course Crash 4 and Spyro Reignited Trilogy, but I don't know, it's a tough one. And I think that, you know, at the end of the day, it sounds like it was a project. Work on the project, make your money, and then go off and do something else. Like that's kind of the vibe can't do that. That's kind of the vibe I get. Like, it was never intended to be like a launch pad to something else. And I feel like, you know, we hear this a lot in with Activision and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, you know, if you support this project, you'll get another game. Great example of that is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2, right? It does gangbusters. It does some of the best numbers in the history of the Tony Hawk's franchise. The Tony Hawk's franchise is an absolute killer. Pro Skater is one of the most popular game series, really, of all time, actually, genuinely. So many mainline releases, you know, so many, you know, ports and everything like that. A fantastic series. Anyway, point is, that comes out. Everyone's like, oh, if you support that, you get 3+4. Vicarious Vision start working on 3+4, or at least 3, and then all of a sudden it stopped, and they're, you know, pushed to work on something else, and then they ultimately like dissolve as a studio in name. You know, they become like Blizzard Albany or whatever it is, and it's like, is it Albany? No, I don't know. Anyway, that's the sad thing, I've forgotten. And my point is that even after the success and saying, oh, you know, go and support 1+2, and then eventually, you know, you get underground and stuff like that. It's like, where does it end? You know, you say, oh, support this project and you get more, you know, you get something more. Unfortunately, there really are no guarantees because, you know, they ended up releasing 3+4, another team ended up working on it, and basically finishing it. And then, you know, I think before it even came out, they like laid off like at least a third of the team. So it's like, and then it's obviously it's successful, but you know, yeah, what constitutes success is very, very different in a publicly traded company versus a privately owned company. Anyway, my rants aside, I'm just blown away. So BoxicFunk, I heard rumors. I think it was Terry Games that said that I've heard there's another Spyro track that might be coming soon, in which case I am very, very excited about that. But you know what? One thing at a time. This clearly took a while. This is clearly a labor of love. I really, really like it. I'm trying to go backwards. No. Oh, damn it. No, I want to get a screenshot from there. Oh, look at that. That is just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Truly. That is just next level. It is just, let's see. Oh, look at Pinstripe, not Happy Jam. Oh, looks like a robot there. But yeah, once again, shout out BoxicFunk. Shout out to shout out for creating an amazing level and, you know, blessing the scene with just, you know, fantastic custom creations. You know, this is what it's all about. You know, the other thing as well, and I know that like once more of them are released, I'll probably do like a big run through of it. I was gonna do that with Lego Racers, but then I realized that my knowledge of Lego Racers is just too low. Like as I said, if you guys real ones know that I had a song that I made up about Lego Racers when I was a kid. That's some deep CrystalFissure lore. But I don't really know much about Lego Racers. And firstly, in South Australia we pronounce it Lego, which is objectively incorrect. Just ask Unlisted Leaf whether he was allowed to call it Lego in his brand deal videos for it. The answer will not shock you. But the point is about that is that hold up, let me focus here. I don't really know it well enough to like analyze the tracks. Whereas Speed Freaks, you give me Speed Freaks levels. This is what I was trying to long-winded point talk about. If you give me the Speed Freaks levels, I will flip out. I haven't played them yet. I'm intentionally waiting for like pretty much all of them to be done, so then I can like do it into one giant video. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Shout out BoxicFunk once again, and go and download it. Link in the description. It's pretty easy to set up. I'll speak to you all soon. Goodbye. Good night. Bye bye.